you're doing vertical integration wrong. And Pakistan, and specifically Islamabad, is exactly the thing that will show you how and why. Hello and welcome back to the Problem Report. Today we're going over vertical integration and how realistically Pakistan, and specifically Islamabad, shows that vertical integration can make an insane difference in terms of how much things cost. Of course, I am presently here in the beautiful city of Islamabad, Pakistan, and honestly speaking, when I look at most of the brands here, of course, looking at what I buy, looking at how much it costs, it's kind of insane, honestly. And a meal here can be as low as a few cents, realistically. And the reason why is not because people don't have expensive products. I'll show you, actually, real quick. These razors from Treats, they were about 285 Pakistani rupees. But this safeguard, which you can find in the West as well, because it is made by Procter & Gamble, this costs 550 rupees. And so if you look at the difference between 550 and 285, this is worth maybe 50 rupees in terms of material cost. The Treat is worth maybe 200, 250 in terms of material cost. And so vertical integration has been utilized at scale in Pakistan in a way that it hasn't been in a lot of Western countries. And I think this is unique and interesting, as most Western companies do it the opposite way. They export all of their production to places like India, like Pakistan, like Bangladesh, places all over, right? And even look, I got some clothing, a traditional Pakistani piece of clothing. Both the shirts, I can't remember, is it no. I'll put up on screen what I'm talking about and me wearing it out in the streets of Islamabad. But realistically, when you look at the totality of Pakistan, part of the reason why it's so cheap is because if you look at vertical integration here, and as well as the cost of labor, that is what makes this country so cheap. Now, realistically, when you look at taxation here in Pakistan, and especially in Islamabad, it is insane. And realistically, I wouldn't recommend staying longer than 183 days here in Pakistan, as your taxation will go up quite substantially. But if you are looking for a place that is relatively safe, yes, Pakistan does have areas where it is less safe, but Islamabad specifically is fairly safe. That can teach you truly about vertical integration. I recommend you to visit. Now, of course, looking at specific brands that have vertical integration, you realize that it's far and few between that you see a local brand using foreign parts. And this is partially because there is a 200% tax on luxury goods. This is stuff like phones, like cars, and so forth. And if you don't want to pay the luxury good tax, you have to pay foreign rates on certain services. So this is stuff like, if I buy a SIM card here in Pakistan, it's about 5,500 rupees for 200 gigabytes of data. And to be quite honest, data here isn't great. The internet is surprisingly good, but data isn't great. This, realistically, when you look at vertical integration and how much it costs, any of the local services, the local brands, the local companies, all are vertically integrated, and they all don't charge you a lot to use their services. And I know I'm droning on and on about how vertical integration makes things cheaper. Let me get into the mechanisms they use. So, for instance, the razors I bought, the Treat razors, those are usually, the steel is sourced and rolled in Pakistan. The handle is made in Pakistan. They assemble everything in Pakistan and then they sell it in Pakistan. Now, this brand, Treat, also exports to other countries because, of course, you need an export base, and 40 countries buy from Treat. However, what it shows is that if you are hyper-local and you vertically integrate, things can still be extremely cheap. 285, or I think it's actually 265, but regardless, I don't have the receipt anymore, so I can't show you. 285 is $1 basically for 5 razors, which puts one razor at 25 cents. Now, to put that in perspective, if you buy a Gillette razor, one Gillette razor in a Western European country, you're looking at about €2 to 2.5 euro. And so this is the power, realistically, of vertically integrating. If you have control of the manufacturing, then you also have control of the service factories, you have control of the distribution, you have control of the marketing, then what you get is a extremely inexpensive product that you still get the same margins on, which is what's even more crazy. You get the same margins for the product. And so, realistically, me staying in Islamabad has been a masterclass in domestic sourcing, in vertical integration. And I will continue to look at the totality of what this means for me, how I plan to invest in Pakistan, how I plan to move around Pakistan. And realistically, I think that Islamabad is not a bad place to have a base, honestly. There is another video that I will be creating on the reason as to why everyone is suddenly wanting to be Pakistan's friend, and I will go over how that is implementing itself in the near future. However, of course, if you're looking for jurisdictional one-pagers about how to, move abroad, internationalize your life, go where your money matters, feel free to reach out on the Google Forms link down below. If you liked this video, feel free to like it. If you really liked this video, feel free to share it with your friends. If you are looking for a way to join me on this journey of internationalization and globalization, feel free to subscribe. This has been the Traveling Report, signing off.